All right, back on the air here, getting ready to bring you the varsity matchup. Tony Scott, Rob Paulus for the varsity matchup. Well, Rob, what a hell of a game last night.
That's exactly what what we were looking for is the games previous to this, previous to last night have been kind of a one-sided affair with the Capitals being in control of the whole game and honestly getting into some competition to where it didn't look like they were really ready from the outset, but grinded and got back into that game, tied it, and really were able to get it in regulation. So a lot of character they showed last night, and that game's going to go a long ways to show that when you're down by 3 goals, you can still come back. So
yes,
let's see how they come out tonight. Not taking this Mason City team for granted, even though the last time out was a one-sided affair. Let's see if they come out and play the same type of hockey they did last night.
All right, go through the league standings here real quick. Mason City, as Rob was saying, they're having a tough year. Won't really go through their stats a whole lot. They're having a tough year. We'll just leave it at that. We'll at least give their players up. That's the Capitals. Might not get it here. Nick Howell with 10 goals from Mason City with 9 assists and 19 points on the season. Andrew Crane with 31 minutes and penalties. Andrew Crane with 1 power play goal. And Sam Umbarger with 1 win for the Mason City Mohawks as they set down there towards the bottom. Capitals come in here. Brett Baxter having a hell of a season, 13 goals, and not a surprise here was Clark Kruger at 18 assists and 26 points on the season. Mason Porup with 45 minutes and penalties. Brett Baxter with 6 power play goals, 2 shorthanded goals, and Mazakowski with 3 wins. And starting lineup here for the Capitals, number 23, Mason Porup, number 21, Clark Kruger, number 3, Hunter Hubbard, number 32, Will Young, and number 7, Jake Wiersma. And in net today, Olivia Magnuson, number 30, getting a start tonight in net. Glad to see her in net tonight. And the starting lineup for the Mohawks being announced. Well, Rob, we said it last night as that varsity game went on in the third. I can't remember if we started scoring late in the second or that third period, but we said chip away at it, not give Kansas City anything to go on, and we about did towards the end there with a couple of penalties towards the end. But Capitals did a nice job last night, and like you said, coming back, chipping away from it, and Coach Spring, I just saw him just for a few minutes up in the lounge after the game last night, and our coaching staff was very, very pleased. Oops, national anthem. Well, Rob, as I was saying, the coaches were very, very pleased with the outcome last night, and the, like you said, the nice comeback from the Capitals. And let's see what they can put together tonight here, starting this first period.
Yeah, the grittiness these guys showed last night is easy to fold your tent when you're down 3-0 early, and just to keep clawing away and scratching and fighting for every puck. We'll see how that goes.
Can you go down and do the penalty box until we get somebody here? Oh, he's coming. Sorry, thanks. Sorry.
Mr. Webb's taking the penalty box. Jim gonna climb over?
Yeah,
He's gonna climb over.
Yeah.
Just like he was on the bench yesterday.
And Ryan Webb, his son, giving him a hard time there. All right.
Jim's a legend in hockey.
All right, Capitals wearing their purple jerseys going to your left on the screen. The Mohawks wearing their white going to your right on the screen. Kruger with the starting lineup, and Kruger jumps off the boards and down into the Mohawks in the rink. Chasing after it is Porup on the far side. The Mohawks come up with it on the half boards. Brings it up through center ice, dumps it down into the Capitals in the rink. Back to play it is Young. Young sends it off into the corner on the near side. Played by Kruger. Kruger up to Hubbard. Hubbard to Porup, and Porup dumps it down into the Mohawks into the rink. Mohawks clear it off in the near side.
What I'd like to see tonight out of the Capitals is the speed of the game yesterday last night was pretty fast. I'd like to keep that same speed going and not match the intensity of the opponent you're playing.
Shot on the, just went wide of the net. Sorry to interrupt you, Rob. I thought that was going in by Porup.
Yeah, just talking about, the speed of the game last night was a little bit more pretty fast pace, and knowing this Capitals team has that speed, can match that. We get the second line out there and a change.
Capitals win the faceoff. They draw it on the far side. Over the plate is Paulus. Paulus up to Webb. And nice to see Ryan Webb out there on the ice after suffering an injury last night. Said he felt pretty good today. A little stiff in the morning. I said, welcome to my world. Every day. Capitals have it in the corner, played by Paulus. Down below the goal line of the Mohawks. Number 90 picks it up, sends it to the half boards. Back up to the center ice it comes. Kanafa plays it. Kanafa across the blue line, leaves it there. Nope, he dumped it down in deep. Very, very, very tough. You guys probably get a better view of the left side of that ice than we do, because we can hardly see down there. Capitals on the far side, over play to Stiles. Stiles nailed up against the boards, leaves it there for Baxter. Centering pass out front, broken up, and on the near side to play it is. I have no idea who's on the near side there. Who was that? Ryan Webb.
I'm looking at this guy's camera.
Yeah, I was too. I look at his camera too every once in a while just to see who's in the corner. Back out to down in the Capitals in the ring. Bouncing puck right out front of Magasin. And the Capitals come up there. Ryan Webb. Webb, nice high pass. Sends it down into the Mohawks in the rink. Over to plate is Baxter. Baxter with it. Fires it. Shot. Save by Sam Umberger. Sam Umberger.
Capitals complete the line change. Third line out there with Christ and company.
Chris with it now up across the center ice line down into the Mohawks in the rink. Searing pass right out in front. Shot on net. Saved by Sam.
Pretty decent play there by Starr trying to just corral that puck.
Capitals out shooting the Mohawks 1-0 early in the first period. Blocked by Tanner Christ. Christ with it in the corner, loses it, and the Mohawks come up with it on the half boards. It's up to center ice. Puck's going to go all the way down into the Capitals in the rink. And Magasin with a couple of good saves, as she had a tough time hanging on to that, but she comes up big for the Capitals.
Puck kind of changed direction on her as it came in.
Back to plate is Chris. Chris with it at the blue line. Sends it on the near side. Over to plate is Laprade. Laprade beats him to the puck. Back to Young, and Young can't hang on to it. Crane with it. Crane fires it towards the net. Just goes wide of Magasin. Back right out in front. Puck comes loose all the way back out to center ice. And the Mohawks come in offsides. 13:32 left of the period.
Well, so far a pretty fast-paced game, what we were talking about, and I think that honestly favors the Capitals as they push the pressure and the pace of this game. I think they can wear out this Mason City team if they keep that pace up.
We've got to have a shout-out to Christine Kruger listening at home when she was doing our camera last night. So she told me she will be home watching tonight, and she is snuggled up in a nice warm blanket, and we are keeping semi-warm. It's a little chilly up here tonight.
We could be in a blanket and still be cold here.
Yes. So I hope you're enjoying your time with your puppies and the couch and whatever you're watching us on and enjoy the nice warm living room. Puck goes all the way down into the Capitals in the rink, over to play to Stiles. Your mom did a fine job doing the camera, but not as good a job as you did last night. So we're going to get a penalty on the Capitals. Going to get a cross-checking penalty on Brody Stiles. And the Capitals will be on the Des Moines printing penalty kill. Big or small, give Tyler Scott a call for all your printing needs.
Well, I'll give a shout out to all the Paulus family watching out there, and Jeff Murray, my brother-in-law and godfather of Caleb, who Caleb broke a stick last night, and his godfather took it upon himself to buy him a stick,
nice.
which was really nice of him. Didn't have to do that, but went with him to JT's today and got him a stick. So.
Capitals shorthanded try coming back the other way. Webb with it. Webb leaves it there. Shot. Goal!
Shorty.
Brett Baxter with a shorthanded goal, and the Capitals make this a 1-0 hockey game.
And, you know, that's the danger of this team is high pressure on the penalty kill, get a turnover on the puck, and Baxter puts it in the back of the net. And that is how many goals for Mr. Baxter? What is that?
Boy,
I'm sure it's
quite
being the team leader. I'm just curious to what he's got now. That's number 14 on the year.
Number 14 for Brett Baxter. So Capitals up 1-0, 12:31 left in the first period. 1:28 left on the minor penalty to Stiles. Puck comes all the way down over to players Howell. Howell back up to Wickman. Back out there, sitting over on the near side.
And that's Brett Baxter on the goal with an assist from Webb.
Tipped in. This goes up in the protective netting. Faceoff is going to go to the glove side of Magasin.
So that injury to Webb not affecting him at all.
Not at all.
He's in the scoring column again with another assist by Mr. Webb.
Capitals win the faceoff. Tanner Chris with it. Tanner Chris into the corner to Davison. Davison battling hard in the corner. Mohawks come up with it, though. Back out to Wickman. Wickman has it to Mohawks on the near side. Back to play it is Crane. Crane for the Mohawks. And, boy, Davison comes in with a hard hit. Gets the puck loose. Capitals tried to clear it out the blue line right out in front. Shot just never made it. Blocked by Starr. Back out, fires it, shot, and a loose puck comes free. And it's a foot race coming back the other way. Shorthanded try coming back the other way. And Tanner Chris, backhanded shot, backhanded towards Starr.
Starr got checked into the goalie.
Yeah.
There. It just couldn't get stopped.
And here comes the Mohawks back the other way, down into the Capitals in the rink. Mohawks bring it up on the near boards. Looking for a guy cutting, putting the pressure on him is Bragg. Bragg still has the pressure on him. Nice penalty kill so far for the Capitals.
Penalty expires here.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey.
Hey, Caleb out of the box, but the goaltender's going to come up and play that.
As Caleb came off the player side of it, player's bench. Mohawks with it in behind their own goaltender. Back to play it is Bragg. Steering pass up front. Going to get to Knopfler. He fires it and shot. Goal! Ian Bragg! I think Ian Bragg with his...
That might be his first varsity goal.
That is his first varsity goal of the season. And Ian Bragg makes it a 1-0 hockey game, or 2-0 hockey game.
I don't know that. I think that might have been a bar down.
I think I heard a clink.
It hit something, either the post or the bar, and went in. So I think it was a bar down. I'll give him credit for the bar down since I can't see that on the video.
I can't either. What are we waiting on? Oh, net down here. Cap is up by 2. Capitals send it over to the far side off the faceoff. Back to plate is Paulus. I think that all started with Paulus coming off the bench with a nice hustle down, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the goaltender came out and played that against.
Capitals having now Paulus on the right side. Kept in by Myers at the blue line. Over to plate is Bragg. So Coach Spring sends Bragg right back out there, keeps him out there. Over to plate is Davison. Davison back out to Myers. Myers with it now. Sent over to the far side to Paulus. Paulus going to play it at the red line. And down in deep it goes. Down into the Mohawks into the rink. Steering pass out front. Broken up. Tried to get it to LaPrade. Loose puck. Mohawks come up with it. They set up in behind their own goaltender. Bringing it on the near side. Capitals making a line change. And now Clark Kruger out there putting the pressure on him. He's like a little shark. He's everywhere. Capitals bring it all the way down, and the Mohawks in the rink, or Capitals in the rink. On the near side to plate is Hubbard. Hubbard on the far side to Porup. Porup brings it across the blue line on the half boards. Kruger in to help out. Kruger has an outsteering pass out front. Shot, goal, save.
No.
Goal! And Jake Wiersma with the goal, assisted by Kruger.
Imagine that.
His 15th million assist.
And, that's the thing. We were just talking about Clark Kruger and,
19th assist for the season.
Players like him, the puck just finds him, and his hustle and everything just gets to the puck and is able to give the feed over to Wiersma.
Capitals with it down in deep. Shot out to Terry Elliott and Dennis Elliott down at the lake. Rob, you're probably on their houseboat. They're listening and watching tonight.
Absolutely. Nice folks down there at Rathbun, the Elliots. And
we're ready for put the houseboat back in, Terry. Puck comes free out to center ice onto the far side. Over to plate is Wiersma. Wiersma with it at the blue line. Back to plate is Young. Young on the far side. Tipped down in deep. Capitals not letting up. They're putting the pressure on the Mohawks. 8:32 left in the first period.
I was talking to Bing out in the bus and just said, gosh, the last couple of years we've been down there as the Capitals, it's like we're bad luck out down there. We have the first year we're down there, somebody gets their boat sinks. And then the next year, well, we weren't there, but the week after is when the big disaster happened down there. And so glad to see everything getting straightened out down there. What a great place to be during the summers at Lake Rathbun.
Puck comes back out to center ice. Over to play it is Webb. Webb tried to get it down in deep. Couldn't do it. Puck's tied up on the far boards. And we're going to get penalties here. We're going to get a roughing penalty. I think it's going to be on Ryan Webb. And the Capitals will be back on the Des Moines printing penalty kill. Big or small, give Tyler Scott a call for all your printing needs.
No, that's going to be on.
Oh, it is on there. I'm sorry. I saw Webb coming towards the box.
Like Mr. Miller for them.
Well, I won't switch the screen here, but let's go a Little Debbie Snack Cake power play.
Jacob Miller, number 10, is going to get 2 minutes for roughing.
Well, Capitals out there on the power play. I saw Webb shaking his head and coming this direction, so I thought it was on Webb. Back to play it is Knopfler. Knopfler with it at blue line, sent over to Kruger. Kruger out there with Baxter and Webb.
Kind of change up the power play here a little bit. Now back to normal where Kruger's at the point.
Kruger with it now. Back to Webb. Webb on the far side. Back out to Kruger on the point. Fires that shot. Saved by the netminder for the Mohawks.
Great movement on the power play.
And I think the net came off.
Yeah, that's exactly what we have here. Great movement on the power play there, and a quality shot there off the wing.
Mohawks win the face-off. They draw it up through center ice. And going to get a penalty on it. This time we're going to get a penalty on the Capitals, and Sam Knopfler is into the sin bin. Capitals will be on the Des Moines Printing penalty kill.
Interference. Mild, kind of a mild call, but
we know what can happen on the penalty kill for the Capitals.
Yeah.
We are very good at a shorthanded goal, and we're going to send the penalty kill unit out there. Chris, Paulus, Davison, and Wiersma. And the Capitals move it forward, 2-on-2 coming back the other way. Shot on net, saved by the netminder for the Mohawks.
And that's the best situation you could ask for right there, is now you get an offensive zone face-off when you're shorthanded. Well, actually 4-on-4 right now. We're going to be 4-on-4.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We are 4-on-4, sorry.
They'll have an abbreviated power play.
Yeah, so we're not even on the penalty kill. Oh, hard hit, and no call, just offsides. Wiersma with the hard hit.
Good job by Wiersma closing that off.
Oh, jeez. Dave Bettis wearing the Santa hat over there. Santa, we got Santa in the crowd.
Super Dave.
Super Dave, Santa Claus.
Pulls it out for the varsity game.
We'll get our.
And this is what's cool about the bus trip. We got alumni parents.
Yep.
We got guys that haven't had a kid play for the Capitals in a long time, but still are here to support them.
Capitals.
And that's what's great about this organization. You know, once a Capital, always a Capital.
Mohawks bring it down, and the Capitals in the rink. That's my story, I think.
Yeah.
Down into the Mohawks in the rink. Mohawks chasing after it, and that is going to be icing. 8-12 left in the first.
That's what Kelly would say, right?
Yes.
Always a Capital.
Yeah. Bless her heart, my wife came up here this week tonight. So
she's been fun too. So
having a good time.
You know, we honestly, as a parent too, I always appreciate the fact that your wife allows you to do this year in and year out.
Yes.
I know it's a huge commitment.
Well, Capitals win the faceoff, overplay to Stiles. Stiles chips it off the boards, try to get out, and Capitals do. And here comes Ryan Webb back the other way with it. Shorthand shot on net, saved for 4-on-4 hockey. I keep forgetting that. Capitals, as we look down, you can see the Capital player, Knopfler, in the penalty box, so I keep thinking it's a penalty kill. And now it's a penalty kill. If anything happens now, it's shorthanded. So Mohawks with it on the far side. 5-on-4 hockey. 37 seconds left on the penalty to Knopfler, and the Capitals set up in behind their own goaltender, Stiles. Stiles clears it off and sends it all the way down into the Mohawks into the rink. 5:26 left in the first period.
Now we got a 2.
Fires a shot on net, save. And Clark Kruger with the shorthanded try. He sends it back over to Hubbard. Hubbard leaves it there, and hard hit on Hubbard, and that scares the crap out of me, something like that, and the goaltender hangs on to it. Did you see that hockey player last night? The I think an AHL team, the goaltender took a skate to the leg, and they called the game.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what's scary! I'm surprised we were talking about that on the way up here. Surprised you don't see that more often, but
yeah, you know, the fast pace that these guys play under, and the fact that there's not more cuts and injuries like that happen is amazing to me.
Back to 5-on-5 hockey. If you guys want to know what we're talking about, just Google it. You'll see it. It's something else. Hopefully that young man is all right. Capitals not able to get anything going there, and the puck comes free all the way out to center ice, over the play to Davison. Davison back up to Hubbard, and I'm not sure who did the hitting here, but we could hear it to our left. Shot goes up over the head of Magnuson as the Capitals out shooting the Mohawks 10-1.
The equipment these guys have, though, I mean, now compared to even just 5 years ago is amazing.
John Webb watching from Denver, Colorado. Go Avalanche. Capitals back to play it over to Wiersma. Wiersma has it. Coming back the other way with it. Hangs on to it. And try to get it up to Hubbard. And the puck's going to go all the way down. Tip. No icing. 4:07 remaining in the period. Down in the corner, searing pass out front. Trying to get it to Bragg. Bragg with his first varsity goal. And the netminder for the Mohawks just going to hang on to it and get a whistle. 4:02 left. Bragg with the face-off. Wins the face-off, draws it over to Burnell. Fires it on that shot and goes up into the high glass. Back to play it is Wiersma. And bouncing puck. Couldn't keep it in. And back over on the far side to play it is Legler. Legler bounces off the half boards. Bouncing puck back out top side. Over to play it is Young. Young up to try to get it up to Bragg. And the Mohawks able to turn it and bring it back the other way. The bouncing puck all the way up through center ice. Played by Burnell. And the Mohawks dump it down into the Capitals in the rink. Over to play it is Wiersma. Wiersma up to Bragg. Bragg has it. Just Bragg, just a little bit more time there for Ian. He had more time there, kind of made a blind pass. Picked off by the Mohawks. Capitals send it down into the Mohawks into the rink. Mohawks set up in behind their own goaltender and move it up the right side of the ice. Now on the far side. Brings it all the way in across the blue line. Nice back check by Tanner Christ. And Christ paid the price. Took a hard hit at the end of the boards there. Inboards. And here comes Capitals. LaPrade back the other way. Gets it up to Chris. Chris brings it all the way in. Shot. Goal! Tanner Chris makes it a 4-0 hockey game. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. And the Capitals go up by 4. And a nice hard hustle by Kristen.
And he went hard into the boards. He went in hard into the boards, but, that's Tanner Christ.
Yeah.
He just is a hard damn worker and gets rewarded for that. And, was sandwiched by 2 guys, but was able to get the biscuit in the back of the net. Good job by him.
Face-off center ice. Baxter with the face-off. Wins the face-off. Draws it up to Knopfler. Knopfler on the far side over to play it. Is Brody Stiles. And right out in front. Shot on net. Save. Back to play at the Mohawks. I have it on the half boards. Back out in front. And that's Brett Baxter flying through the ice there. A couple of spins. Mohawks break it out up through center ice. 2:20 left in the first. Nice hard hit by Knopfler. Knopfler, hard hit by Paulus. And they are banging and ganging out there right now. Down into the Mohawks in the rink. Mohawks catch up to it in behind their own goaltender. Left there to Ryan Webb, just about picked it off. And the Mohawks played it off the backboard, the inboard on the near side now. Paulson in the corner with a hard hit. Back to play it is Baxter. Paulus reaches in. Try to get a stick on it. Now here comes the Mohawks back the other way. Mohawks 2-on-2 coming back their way, trying to get around Stiles and Knopfler, and Stiles just rides them to the outside of the ice. Mohawks with it now. Tipped on the pass and plucks them free all the way down to the Mohawks in the rink. Chasing after it is Paulus, and the goaltender comes way out, and that should be icing on the Mohawks. And it is, as the goaltender iced the puck. 1:27 left in the first.
Not something you see very often.
Well, it must be teddy bear toss time in Lincoln, and they do it. They do it after the first period. They Buccaneers wait until somebody scores before they throw it out. But
well, the Buccaneers up 1-0.
Well, maybe Lincoln scored. Maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. But anyway, Capitals with it down on their offensive side of the ice. Back out to the point to Davison. Davison's going to fire. Shot save. Loose. And still loose, and the goaltender is able to hang on to it.
1:13 here in the first period, and the Capitals just all over Mesa City right now. 15 shots to 1 is what they have up there.
Lance, you get a chance, get a shot of Santa Claus over there. Lance is shaking his head, yes. Santa Claus is in the house. On the far side to play it is Kruger. Kruger sets up in behind the goaltender. Back out to the point to Davison. Davison fires it. Tipped in front. Right out to Porp. Porp leaves it there for Kruger. Kruger's trying to wrap it around, and Hubbard just couldn't get his footing down. 47 seconds remain in the period.
Well, you have Santa Claus over there, legendary Capital, yep. Super Dave.
Super Dave. His son wore number 36, Ethan Bettis. And Ethan Bettis is going to play in the.
Got a penalty coming up.
It's going to be on the Mohawks, and Olivia Magson's to the bench. Extra attacker out for the Capitals, sitting down and deep to Hubbard. Hubbard over to the near side to Kruger. Kruger plays it on the boards to Baxter. Baxter out to the point, back on the left side of the ice. Hubbard with it now. Extra attacker out there for the Capitals, and the Mohawks touch it up. Going to get a whistle. Tim, here we go. He's going to get Super Dave in there. There's Super Dave. There's Santa Claus. Santa Claus in the house. Super Dave! Yeah, Santa Claus is waving. Here we go.
He's giving out candy.
He's giving out candy. Well, better than full beers. There we go. Yeah, you guys just saw it on the screen. Capitals win the face-off shot. And puck comes loose on the far side, and that's going to do it. As the Capitals will start out the second period on the Little Debbie Snack Cake power play. We'll be back. We're going to go get warmed up. We'll be back with second period action in 15-20 minutes. Thanks for listening to Des Moines Capitals Hockey. All right, back with you, Des Moines Capitals hockey. Second period action just underway. The Capitals start out on the power play. Capitals wearing their purple jerseys going to your right on the screen. The Mohawks wearing their white going to your left on the screen. Capitals up by 4 after 1 period of play, and the puck comes all the way down, and the Mohawks in the rink. Over to play it is Hubbard. Mohawks pick it up in behind their own goaltender. Magasin leaves it there for Knopfler. Knopfler sits up in behind Magasin. Coach Stanley, I see he's jumped on board listening. Welcome, Coach. Nice that they are able to stay at home and do the family stuff. Puck goes all the way down to the Mohawks into the rink. Back to play it is Webb. Webb sends it down in the corner, and Hubbard picks it up in behind the goaltender. 51 seconds left on the power play. Back out to the point. Knopfler with it over to the right side to Kruger. Kruger down in deep to play it. Right out front, shot saved by the netminder for the Mohawks. 15:48 left in the second. 39 seconds left on the power play.
Point blank shot there by Baxter, just caught right in the breadbasket of the goaltender.
I meant to ask Olivia, but I did not see her in between periods. But I just want to know how. I did ask Mazkowski, how cold is Olivia being down there with only 1 shot on net? And he said she's probably pretty cold. So hopefully the Mohawks don't come down and surprise her.
I would you'd probably tend to get a little tired.
Oh my gosh, she's got to be cold. I got some more boot warmers in my coat here. I should stick them in her pads or something there to.
Yeah, I was getting up here a little late. Had to do a little welfare check on my wife.
Oh, how's she doing out there?
She's doing fine.
Good.
I don't want to scare her mom and dad that are probably listening, but just making sure she's okay with the bus trip and everything.
15:27 left in the second. 18 seconds left on the power play. Face off to the glove side of the netminder. Porp with the face-off out there with Paulus and Christ. Capitals win the face-off, draw back to the point, kept in at the blue line by Young, and shot on net, save, and on the juicy rebound, Paulus comes in and takes a swipe at it. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Face-off to the glove side of Mohawks goaltender. Capitals win the face-off back to Young. Young with it. Young on the far side over to play to Stiles. Stiles fires it on net, save. Paul's back to play it. Backhanded to Stiles, and now back to 5-on-5 hockey. Series pass out front, and net came off. 15:04 left in the second.
He's calling crease.
Oh, crease. Okay, out.
Taking it outside the zone.
Pam Starr watching from Wisconsin. They were at the rink last week, and it says nice to be home where it's nice and warm. No doubt at all.
Rub it in, Pam.
Yep.
Rub it in.
That garage door was just open, letting the Zamboni out, and actually the air outside felt warmer than the air inside, so that's never a good sign when it's only, 18 degrees outside, 20 degrees. Capitals with it now, steering pass out front, broken up. And who's down there? That was Legler. Legler down in front of the net there, slow to get up, but jumped up back into the play and behind the goaltender. Back out to the point to Davison. Davison over to Myers. Myers fires it, just goes wide of the goaltender, and bounced off the boards, had the goaltender down. Back over to play Bragg. Bragg up to Davison. Davison to Bragg. Steering pass out front to Legler, broken up. Sent off to the far side to Burnell. Damn it.
Well, right now it looks like these Mason City Mohawks, we got some tired legs out there.
Well, we talked about it earlier, Rob, and I asked Coach Elliott sometime tonight during the JV intermission or varsity intermission how much it plays on these players playing on that big sheet of ice, and he said it was not a big part, but he says if you're in shape, he says shouldn't be too much of a problem, but It does take a little bit of toll out of you, he
And
said.
it's early on in the season, and Mason City playing with, not a huge roster. So
Right.
a lot of these guys are playing both JV and varsity. So
Capitals win the faceoff. They draw it back to Young. Young dumps it in. Actually gets a shot on net. Shot save again. And the netminder for the Mohawks with 21 saves on the game. Perdue to 1 for the Capitals. Or the Capitals goaltender Magnuson with 1 save. Back on the near boards, on the half boards, back to the point. Wiersma couldn't keep it in at the blue line. Sent over to the far side of Young. Young up to Christ. And a little help from the linesman. Momentary kept in. And the Mohawks bring it down on the Capitals' defensive side of the ice. Fires it on net. Save by Magnuson. Save again. And save again. And a little pushing and shoving after the whistle as number 13 comes in and gives Magnuson extra stick to the pads. And I think
he's going to take two guys.
Well, that's